All right, guys. So we've reached the last little section of our training. We are going to do a wrap-up video when this one's over because I want to kind of wrap up some final thoughts with you guys. I also want to talk about some basics when it comes to audience building because, um, I built an audience before I launched this product. I've launched several products and I have an audience in place. So obviously that contributed to some of my success. And we're going to talk about that in wrap up. But for now, I want to talk to you about something that's really important. I want to talk to you about adapting, right? This is probably one of my most valuable skills, man. The ability to adapt, right? Because I'll tell you something. I've launched a lot of products now. And I started out like launching and really sucking at it. And I've just gotten a little bit better on every launch. I've just tried to improve on every launch. As we've been through this training, you guys have heard me talk several times about things I want to improve on my next launch. I'm always like that. I'm always like that, you guys. And that's how I get better. I adapt. I don't just adapt in between launches. I adapt all the time. I adapt during a launch. A lot of times I'll tell my coaching students, hey, listen, when you launch a product and you're in launch week, it's kind of like you're on a kayak and you're hitting the rapids, and you're trying really hard not to hit those rocks, right? So you're navigating this wild whitewater rapid river and you're trying not to hit the rocks. That's kind of what it's like. You're adapting throughout launch week. You're adapting to what the customers are doing. You're adapting your sales page if you need to adjust your sales page. You're adjusting your download page if you need to adjust your download page. You're adjusting how you send out email promotions. You're just adjusting, right? You're adjusting a lot of things. So let's go ahead and move into screen share and we'll talk about it. Okay, so adapting. Okay. So my product was scheduled to go out of launch cycle and up to its normal price of $27 at 9 a.m. on the 4th of July. Now this is an important holiday here in the holidays, you guys. I was reached out to by several customers and also several affiliates about keeping the product at its reduced price for the rest of the holiday, right? They didn't want me to take it back up to $27 at 9 a.m. on the 4th of July. They wanted me to leave it like $9.97 throughout the 4th of July, and then at midnight on the 5th of July, like at basically 11:59 on the 4th of July, 11:59 p.m., they wanted me then to switch it to its normal price. So throughout the holiday, they want me to leave it at its sale price. Okay. Now I want to point out here, you guys, I am a hard-headed son of a bitch, and I don't really like changing my shit no matter what anybody says. Okay. However, one of my affiliates, he wasn't really my affiliate. He was actually a competing product vendor. He had a product on Warrior Plus that had just got the deal of the day on the 4th of July. Brendan Mace, he reached out to me because he wanted to promote my product, right? He asked if I could leave it at a reduced price for the duration of the holiday. It's something I'd already been asked before, but I want to point something out here. Brendan Mace was teamed up with Jonas Lindgren. And they had a product in Warrior Plus that was competing with my product at the time. And on the July 4th, you guys, they had actually won Deal of the Day. Now, it's an award that you can win on Warrior Plus, and it virtually guarantees you a shit ton of traffic. And that's just the way it is. If you get that award, Warrior Plus is going to promote you all day long, and you're going to get a lot of traffic to your sales page. So I want you to understand something. Even if you don't know what I'm talking about here, or even if you do know what I'm talking about, or maybe you don't even have a clue about what I'm talking about, understand this. This is what I want you to understand. There was no reason under the sun why Brendan Mace should have been supporting my product on the 4th of July, other than one reason. He told me he wanted to see if he could push some sales for me and help me win the Deal of the Day award because I deserved it. His words, not mine. Okay. I always hated it when people say someone deserves something because I never felt like anybody deserved anything. I really don't, you guys. That's completely true. That's not how this world works. And I firmly believe that. You guys know that. I know that. The world doesn't work that way. We don't deserve anything. Anything we get in this world, we have to fight for. But that's what he said. And I didn't think I deserved shit, but I knew one thing right then and there. This dude has a lot of heart, and I like him. So I told him it was settled. I was going to leave the price locked until midnight, and that's what happened. And that's the story of how Brendan Mace joined the launch, promoting something he should have never really had any business promoting. I feel like I should also point out here that Jonas Lindgren, his partner, also did a review video for my product, a competing product of his own. And they both promoted for me, you guys. They both promoted for me and competed with me at the same time. I can't say enough positive things about those two guys. So there I was at midnight, going into the 5th of July, ready to take that thing to 27 bucks. And I'll be damned, you will never guess what happened. I got the Deal of the Day award for the 5th of July. Fuck. So now what? Sorry for the language, guys. So now what? I am going to run at full price when I got the Deal of the Day. That is stupid, right? But I already told people this thing was going back up after the 4th. So what did I do? Here's what I did. I changed my message on the sales page above my buy button to say, in honor of this award-winning product, winning Deal of the Day award, I am holding the sale price in place until midnight. And then I set the sale price, you guys. I set it at $14.97. I felt like this would still be fair to the people who bought the product during the initial launch cycle, but it would give a special deal to the people coming in for Deal of the Day traffic. So that worked pretty good. I got a bunch more sales after that. And then at midnight, I took the product to 27 bucks. So that ended with back-to-back Deal of the Day awards for me. Over $13,000 in revenue and over 1,000 units pushed. I didn't get to keep all that money, but put it this way. I kept the lights on and the refrigerator stocked in my house, or in the words of Conor McGregor, I got my bills paid, my money made, and the entire game slayed, right? And that's what I wrote in the article, you guys. And there's a few things I want to point out here. One thing, up until now, I haven't really mentioned email marketing. And I want to point out to you guys, and I know I said this before, but I do want to point out, I had my own audience when I launched this. I had it because I'd already done previous launches. I have a YouTube channel where I make videos. I have a Facebook following because I release content on Facebook, and I network with people on Facebook, and I have friends on Facebook, and I got a group on Facebook, and I do Facebook live streams and this, that, and the other, and I have a blog and stuff like that. So I have an audience, right? So I want to explain the email marketing aspect of this thing to you guys. When I started this launch, I was planning on doing an email a day to my list, right? I was going to send the email out at 1 a.m. and then around 1 to 3 p.m., I was going to resend that email out to everyone who did not open it up the first time. What I was going to do was change the subject line in the email to hit a different angle, right? So if I give them an email, giving them like 5 reasons why sales funnels matter, and check it out. Here's a product that's going to show you how to build one for free, right? So maybe the first time I send that email out at 1 a.m., it's kind of got a blind subject line, right? Maybe it'll say 5 reasons why, ... So when they see that subject line at the 1 a.m. email, it goes out, and the people who open that, they don't know what the email is going to be about. It says 5 reasons why, ... right? So they opened it blind. So what about the people who don't open that email? Okay. Well, what I want to do this time is I want to use the same email, but I want to change my angle. I don't want it to be a blind email anymore. Now I want it to be something different. Maybe now, if I'm going to give them 5 reasons why sales funnels matter, maybe this second subject line is going to say, here's why sales funnels matter. Here's why you must have a sales funnel right now, or something like that, right? I'll give an indication about what it's about. Also, I'll give an indication of what I'm going to say in the email. I might just say 5 reasons you need a sales funnel yesterday. 5 reasons you need a sales funnel yesterday, ... Right? So that second one is going to kind of hit a different angle, right? The first angle is blind. The second one is more informative, right? So I'm hitting two different angles. And the reason I do that is because those unopens didn't open the first one. So I need to see if I can pull them in with a different subject line, a different angle and subject line that still applies to the email. So listen, I did that, and that was great. But I want you to know I changed my tactics on the last day, on the 4th day of the launch. I did something called a crush campaign, okay? And what I did was I sent out 4 emails on that last day leading up to around midnight or whatever. The first email was talking about the bonus for that day, okay? The last 3 emails, now this is great, man, and this worked out really good. The last 3 emails were a crush campaign, and they were sent about 3 to 4 hours apart from each other. And I scheduled them like this. And what it did was I had a 3-part course, all right? It was a 3-part course, and it was an email course. And what it did was it very simply explained the strategies inside FreeFunnels, right? Now, every single one of those parts actually promoted FreeFunnels at the bottom, okay? And also it said, hey, stick around in a couple hours, I'm going to send you the second part to this course. Hey, stick around in a couple hours, I'm going to send you the third part to this course, right? I teased the next part in my emails. So it made sense. Now here's the beautiful part. At the end of the 3rd email, okay? At the end of the 3rd email, I said, did you like this email series? If you did, I got good news for you. I want you to know this entire email series is setting inside the FreeFunnels download page as a complete set. You have PLR rights to it, so you can use it for your own personal email autoresponder sequences, or you can sell it as a package. You have personal rights to this email sequence, just so you know. So this resulted in a lot of sales, okay? So it was pretty cool. It was a crush campaign, guys. I'd never sent that many emails out to my list before in one day, and I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but it worked really, really well. I didn't get any unsubscribes. It was amazing, and I like to think it was because each email provided some value. Even though I sent a lot of emails out that last day, they all had value, so no one really unsubscribed. They were cool with it. So if you have a limiting belief out there about, hey, I can't send emails out super often to my list or they're going to get mad at me, just understand, man, if you tell stories and provide value in your emails, they're going to be okay with you sending emails to them frequently. They're even going to be okay with you pitching to them. They're not going to care as long as you're doing something in the email besides just being annoying. If that makes sense. Anyways, very, very cool, guys. I think that's it for adapting. Let's go ahead and move on to wrapping this thing up. This has been great, man. I've really enjoyed talking to you guys about this launch. Let's go ahead and so let me, before I just end this video, I just want to kind of talk a tiny bit more about adapting, you guys. At every stage in the game, since I've been working online, I've always had to adapt. I've always had to kind of like, I've always had to adjust what I was doing. I remember, when I was running a membership site before, my first membership site, adventuresontheriver.com, I had to adjust that several times before I hit a pattern where it was working good for me. Same thing when I opened my second membership site, Blending for Your Health. It was a pattern. It was, I had to adjust, and then constantly you'll just be kind of adjusting things, tweaking things, seeing if you can make them better, seeing if you can get it profitable or whatever. It's always been like that. So I don't want you guys to think in terms of success and failure when it comes to internet marketing or even when it comes to launching products. It's more like see it in terms of success and benchmarking, right? Well, here's where I'm at now. Let's see if I can move forward better next time. One thing I will say, you guys, I had a goal for myself when I launched FreeFunnels. I wanted to sell $10,000 in revenue, and I wanted to sell at least 1,000 units, right? I set that goal for myself, and I put it on Facebook at the time out loud. I owned that goal out loud. I owned it. Well, guys, I'm getting ready to launch another one, man. My goal is 10K and 1,000 units. Let's see what's up. We'll see what happens, right? I said that out loud. And, you know, what happened? 5 days later, man, you know, we look at what happened 5 days later, man. It was, look, 1,068 units sold, $15,786. You know, it happened, you guys. It happened. Okay? It happened. So there's a power. There is a power in there's a power in owning. There's a power in owning your goal. All right. Don't just make the goal up here. Own it, man. Own it out loud. Here's my goal, man. Here's what I'm trying to accomplish, right? And that kind of gives you something to set your sights on during the launch week and during the time that you're doing it. Here's what I'm trying to accomplish, right? It makes a big difference, you guys. Visualize what you're trying to do and then own it out loud. It makes a huge difference. So anyways, that's it for this one, guys. And I will see you in the wrap up. All right.